Gear doesn't matter. It is a lie. I am sure you've heard this phrase over 100 times, and if you believe that truly, then you are being misled. Let's talk about it. Because let us be very honest for a second. If gear doesn't matter, if the equipment that you record with, if the equipment that you shoot with doesn't matter, why is it that very established professional videographers, photographers, and content creators spend thousands and thousands each year or from time to time to upgrade their camera body, their audio systems, their lighting equipments? Here is the simple truth. Gear does matter. The type of equipment that you use does matter. It affects your video quality, it affects your audio quality, it affects how professional you look. So no, it is not useless. Here is where it gets twisted. Most creators use gear doesn't matter as a way for an excuse to ignore quality. And beginners use this phrase as a way to never get started with anything. And this is where both sides get it wrong. You can probably make a reference to that YouTuber that you watch, that pro level photographer that you watch, and see, they started from using basic gear and the quality was not top notch, but then it made them start with something. And from time to time, they increased or they advanced the kind of equipment that they use. And now today, they are producing very high quality content. That is where gear does matter. So in the beginning, gear doesn't matter, but as you progress, gear becomes very important. When you talk to most pro-level creators right now, they will tell you that they started with very basic gear. Some of the most popular brand is the Canon T5, the Rebel series. Most people use the Rebel series to produce very good content, and from time to time, they upgraded their equipment to better ones. Now, here's the real and simple advice. You always need to start with what you have. If you are a beginner, you start with what you have. So it could be that basic mobile phone, it could be that basic audio system, and you use it to create the kind of content that you want to create. But once you start growing, you will need to improve on the gear that you have, and the gear that you have will matter. The gear that you use to produce content, the gear that you use to shoot your client will matter. And then that's the only way that you level up. Now I'm going to use myself as a classic example. I moved from using, I think, the Samsung Galaxy S4 at that time, and then we moved to using a Canon 70D. Then from there, we found ourselves using the Canon Rebel T5. Then from there, we advanced to the 6D. Now, I used the 6D for quite a while. It was my goal to perfect how to use the 6D to get very good results. But then as I grew, I also felt like I needed to improve my lighting systems, I needed to improve my camera body, I needed to improve the lens that I had as at that time. So I improved on my lens first. I went for the Sigma 85mm lens. Then from there, I improved on my lighting systems. I went for Godox. Then from there, I had to improve on my audio systems by going the DJI way. So yes, gear doesn't matter. It is not completely true. It is just an incomplete statement. Start with what you have and then upgrade later on. And let us be very honest, that Sony FX3, that Canon R5 Mark II will always be better than your Canon T5 Rebel series. That Rode DJI mic system will always be better than your camera's inbuilt microphone. Gear does matter. What is your opinion on the phrase that gear doesn't matter? Leave that in the comment section below and let's talk about it. My name is Pixel King and thank you for watching today's episode. If you did enjoy today's content, please consider leaving a like, subscribe, and follow. See you in the next one.